Mr. Irontrader. It is Sunday night, so I'm going to take a look here at Bitcoin, and gold, and then we'll take a look here at crude oil, natural gas, and we'll take a look here at the old Nasdaq futures, which are opening up here about down 67. Now remember, the T-Man on Friday, the market kind of came back at the end of the day, but he announced that he wants to put another 50% on tariffs on steel. So let's just see how that all shakes out here this week. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation of advice on stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin. Here we have gold. Okay, now you can see Bitcoin here. We had a really nice, good run all the way up to this 112 level off of this inverse head and shoulders. Look at that nice, sweet double bottom with a higher low and follow the 8 all the way up. Now you can see here we put this series of lower highs and lower lows in there, and that is what they call never good. Now it looks like we're popping up here a little bit. We're holding this 21-day, and that's usually what I call the catch-all. Usually if you lose that 8-day, it comes down to the 21-day, and that'll hold it. Okay, now, if we lose this 21-day at 104, 152 level, okay, then we're going to come right here to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 103.525. We'll come in here, 102.930. And we'll come to the bottom of this candle, 102.350. Then we come down here at 101.705 level. Then we'll come down here to the bottom of this candle here at that 101.60 level. Then what we'll be doing is we'll be looking here right on the left hand because this was the breakout. Okay, so now this becomes very good support at that 98.615 level. Then we just follow right on down here at 97.350. Then we come on top of that candle, look at 95.640. We have 95.70, and then we'll come right down to that 50 SMA here at that 94.292. But again, I like to show you where it could possibly go, but that's only if you lose that 21-day simple moving average. Now, looks like we might have a nice trading range here between the 21-day and this 8-day, okay? So realistically, we want to always watch the previous day's high and low. Right now, we have an inside day, but the market's been open, what, 2 seconds? Okay, so what we always want to watch is that Friday's high, 107.90, and that low 104.2225. That's what we're trading against. Okay, if we lose it, we have the 21-day. Now we get above that, we have that nice 8 SMA right sitting right there. 107.834. That's what we're looking at on the top level. Okay, so now if we can get above that, we have right up here. You got 109.30 level. We come up here at 109.425. We'll come over top of this candle, 110.175, and then we have 110.980. Then we have come up here at 112.60. Big retest 112.345. We cracked that, okay, 113, but realistically, I think you're going to head right to that 115, 116 possible, but I think 115 area is where you're going to be going next. But right now, what we do is we trade this range, okay? So right here, that's what we're looking at on the downside, 104.155 and 107.835. Now, you can see here we got to this overbought condition. See how that is up here? When it gets overbought, it's going to come right on down here. Now, it can ride it for a while, don't get me wrong. But again, it came right on down here. Now we're looking at curling back up here. Possible hit that 8-day, okay? Now, your green is below your red here, so that's not looking really any good here. So let's just see how this all shakes out. But just remember, we have a pattern here where you have a series of lower highs and lower lows, okay? So until that's reversed, you have to give that downside to consideration, but also this 21-day. Okay, gold, well, we got here, like, look like birds sitting on a power line, okay? We're just sitting there hanging right on out. But if you notice here, we're holding the 21-day and we're holding that 8-day on a closing basis. This is why you trade the charts. Okay, so inside day, but way early. Now, if we can get above, we're looking at Friday's high, okay? So you're looking at 33.47. We'll come up here at 33.56 level. Then we'll come up here at that 33.66 level. Then we'll come up here at 33.77, 33.84, 33.96. Then we'll come right up top here at 34.22. But this 34.48, that is your big target. But you look at this chart, see we have a high, lower high, lower high. We have a downtrending chart going on here. So always take that into consideration. But on the other side, look how that 8-day crossed over the 21-day, looking very, very nice. Okay, so just to be a matter of time here, I think before she's going to push up. Now, downside, right there, this is key on a closing basis, 33.20. And then right below that, we have that 32.98. There's your 21-day. Then we'll come to the bottom of this candle right here at 32.69. Then we have your 50-day sitting there, right there at 32.40 level, okay? So we got a lot of good support. 8, 21-day, 50-day. On the upside, we just follow candles up. But your big target here is 34.48. We crack above that, then we'll go with 35.09. You crack above the 35.09, and then 35.50. That's going to be your target. Now, RSI, We're just sitting here, just sideways action that could go either way. Same with your MACD, that could go either way. This needs a catalyst here to go higher or to go lower. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude ski going here. Okay, now, we've had this sideways action here. There really isn't a whole lot of, big upside or big downside momentum. It's just a sideways action, okay? So what we're looking at here on the downside is we want to watch this 8-day 61.29, and we want to watch that 21-day at 60.99. Those are going to be your very, very key levels that we need to close above, okay? Now, next, if we lose that, you're going to come right here at 60.55, and we come down here to this 59.74 level. Now, I was always watching this level right here, 59.89. Now we made this a little bit lower, so our box is just a little bit lower. So you want to watch that 59.74 on the downside, and then we want to watch the top of this candle here at that 64.87, which is basically that price channel on the upside. And that's the box that we're trading here now, okay? So again, if we start losing this, okay, you lose that 59.74 level, well, then we come down here to the bottom of this candle, looking at 58.76, and then we come down here, you're looking at 57.74, 57.03, 56.39, and then you retest at 55.30. And then we have this 55.12 sitting right here. Now, if we lose him, and I think eventually we will, you got 53, 50, 47, and you can go all the way down to 43 level. Now, Saudi Arabia, a little bit pissed off. A lot of the in OPEC are not cooperating. They're putting more oil on there than what they should be. So now oil, so what Saudi is doing is pumping more oil into the marketplace. Okay, so kind of like a little revenge situation. So always watch that. You add oil, that's not really good for the price. Okay, now we got to look at the upside here. Now you can see here what we're watching. We top of Fridays was 61.72. Today so far we have 62.12 level. Okay, so you want to come right on top of here. What do we have? 62.14. So that's what we're watching. Now your next level going to be going up here is going to be right here at 62.54. Okay, that's where we're at. And then we're going to be looking at that 50-day at 62.91. Now you got to respect that 50-day. Boom, into it, down. Okay, above it a little bit, down. Into it and down. So respect this 50-day. That's going to be next, 62.91. Now we get above that, then we'll be looking for this 64.19, which is basically the top of that candle. And then the next level is going to be at 64.87. Okay, but right now this is what you're trading. Okay, 50-day on the high side. Okay, 8-day, 21-day on the downside. We lose that, we follow the candles down until we find a support level. Upside, we go to the 50-day. If we get crack above that, 64.19, and then right here at that 64.87. Now, you can see here 51, that's plenty of room to run to the upside. The green is over red. That's not looking too bad here. And it looks like crude wants to move up here to this 50-day simple moving average. We got to see how this all shakes out. Okay. Now, remember, don't have no opinion here, but respect that 50-day on the upside. Okay. If it blasts through, then we know our levels. If it doesn't blast through, it's going to be just like here and come right back down. Now, natural gas, like a whole lot of nothing going on here, okay? Well, we had this nice gap up here. Boom, gap right up here. Now we got a sideways action, and now we're basically pinched between the 50-day and the 21-day. Now, we cracked that 50-day at 3.52. Come up right to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 3.57 level. We come over here. You're looking at 3.62. And then we have this 100-day at 3.69, and then your retest up there, 3.84. Just that simple. Downside, we got to hold this 21-day. Very, very key, 348. And then we lose that, you're going to come right down here to 342. Okay, just that simple. We lose that, you're going to come right to the bottom of this candle here at 3.3. And then we come here at 3.23. And then we have right here, that's your 200-day, 3.23. Same way with that candle. That's going to be very, very strong support. Now, if that's lost, obviously, then we'll come right there to the price channel at 309, which is basically, boom, bottom of that candle. See how nice that is? Now, RSI here, yeah, you're sitting at 32. That could go either way. We have your green or your red here. That looks, that could go kind of any way. That we just have some sideways action here. But just remember, we had a double top situation right here. Came right on down, and now we're just kind of playing out. Remember, natural gas is like in the shoulder season. So just remember that, okay? We're in the shoulder season. Now, crude oil, but if you got OPEC dumping oil in the market, that's never really good. But you do have seasonality, okay? And then the way I just read the other day, we're going to have a strong hurricane season. So remember, don't have no opinion on either one. We want to just trade the charts. All right, let's take a look here at the old NQ, the Nasdaq futures. Okay, here we have the old Nasdaq futures. Now you can see here where we basically you're only down 47 here, so it's not that big of a thing. But remember, any kind of news is going to move this. It's going to move the Nasdaq. It's going to move the Dow. It's going to move the S&P. It's going to move stocks. We have a very, very volatile market. I personally love it, but again, very, very volatile. Now you can see here where we had this topping tail went all the way up to 21,858. But that don't really mean dick. Okay, that's for trading, and you sell into it. That was like on that Nvidia stuff. Boom. That's where you sell into. We have to get across this level here and hold it, okay, on a closing basis. We have done that. Now, what we're watching is this key 8 SMA, 21,300. That's what you're looking for, okay? Now, if that's lost, we're going to look at Friday's low, okay, 21.71, and then we have this 21 days here sitting here at 29.57. If you lose that, you got 24.95. That is basically your 100-day and your 200-day, okay? Upside, we're looking Friday's high. Okay, very simple, 21,433, okay? But realistically, this is what we're looking for right here, okay? 21,558, this is what we're looking for, right across here. That's what we're looking for. And then if we can bust above that, we have the nice retest there at 21,858, okay? But again, now we're right back into that sideways action with that topping tail. So let's see how this all going to shake out. Now, remember, June 1st is today. New money, okay, usually comes in the first couple, 3 days of a new month. So let's just see if new money starts coming in here, okay? So don't have no opinion. If we get a pullback, and then always look for turnaround Tuesday, because you never know, that's usually a good money maker, okay? Now, right here, we had this high, okay? We had a high. We had a higher high. We had a lower high, okay? So watch this. Negative divergence going on, okay? So just keep that in your mind, because we had this topping tail. So just watch that negative divergence. And now your green is a little bit below your red there. So let's just see how this all shakes out. Now, tech is one of my favorite. Easy way I trade this here is a sweet basket of QQQs. But let's just see. The news is affecting everything, okay? And basically, that's what we're trading today is the news. If you have a good, news or the tariffs are cut or this and that, it'll rally. So let's just see how this all going to shake out, okay? Now, I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we will take a look here at Bitcoin, and gold, and crude oil, and natural gas. We'll take a look here at the NQ. First thing in the morning, get you started for the week. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.